On the South African ambassador, who the secretary declared PNG on Friday,
Sure.
the South Africans seem to be a little bit miffed that they learned about this from a X post, and I understand there was a meeting at which a formal diplomatic note explaining this was handed over. Can you, what day was that, the meeting?
Well, it was the same day of
Friday.
the announcement, yes. So after Secretary Rubio made his decision, our senior level diplomats convoked the South African embassy staff for an in-person meeting at the State Department. At this meeting, our officials delivered the official notification of Ambassador Rasool's persona non grata status, and it was done.
Okay, and I understand that his privileges and immunities expire today, and then he has to leave by Friday?
That's right. So he has, for these 3 days that passed, he's had his privileges, but those did expire today. And he has, technically, it's a week from the notice, and so that expires now on Friday.
Okay.
He'll need to be out of the country.
Okay, and then my second one is what you mentioned before on the AEA, the Alien Enemies Act. As you know, as this building certainly knows, there are several provisions that or several criteria that have to be met in order to invoke this. One is there being a declaration of war with the country in which this force is from, or that the invasion or incursion, or however you want to call it, is being orchestrated or influenced by a sovereign state. Does the U.S. now regard Nicolas Maduro as the legitimate head of state of Venezuela? And secondly, if you do, or even if you don't, are Maduro and the state of Venezuela now covered by the Foreign Sovereign Immunities Act?
You know, just before I came up here, my colleague, Caroline Levitt, had a great deal to say about this. This belongs at the White House. This is a dynamic that's happening out of the White House.
This is a legal
Well, but I also,
determination.
in addition to that fact of referring you back to the White House and to DHS regarding this, this is in the courts. And as you know, I'm not going to pontificate on or guess or muse about what's going on with the courts at this point. So clearly the White House has been very transparent. Caroline was very clear this afternoon about their approach. Clearly, they feel that this is something they want to litigate, and they're going to. And for the good of the American public, it's an important thing to do. Everything we know that the Trump administration is doing, certainly President Trump himself and his team, is in the interests of the United States.
I understand that.
And that's why he was elected. People are excited about the nature of the actions that we're taking swiftly. And this is one of them, and we will see it play out in court, and that's the extent of what
well, my question is not about.
So now there's a third section. I thought you said you were going to forego the third part.
No, I'd just like to have an answer to the first question. Does the U.S. consider Nicolas Maduro to be the
I'm not going to discuss with you again a national issue that belongs both with the White House and the Secretary himself, so I'm not going to be able to remark on that. All right.